another Douglas Live. My name is Jared Bailey. I'm actually the global brow expert for Benefit Cosmetics. I know a lot of you are probably wondering what we will be doing today. It is not eyebrows, even though that is probably the #1 passion in my life. Today, we're gonna work on balance and symmetry in something else. We're gonna work on it through our mind and our body with yoga. So believe it or not, I'm also a certified yoga instructor, and that's probably the other big passion in my life. So I'm really honored today to kind of share that practice with you guys. So I'm going to take you through probably a 15-minute flow that you could repeat on your own after this and keep going with it for a more intense workout. But we're going to take it from all levels. So I'll give moderation or modifications for beginners, and I'll give a little bit of modifications if you're a little bit more advanced and want to go deeper into these poses. I live in San Francisco, so I'm here right now, so don't mind any crazy distractions that might happen. There might be some sirens that go off outside. Somebody might ring my buzzer for a package or a delivery. So you never really know. But for these next few minutes, I'm yours. You guys are with me. So let's get started. If you are practicing with me at home and you don't have a yoga mat, if you're practicing on carpet, you can just lay out a towel, like a beach towel is really nice. If you're practicing on hardwood floors, you probably want something to support your knees in some of these positions, because it could be a lot on your knees on a hard surface like a hardwood floor or a tile. So just keep that in mind. And other than that, you have everything you need to practice yoga right here. We're gonna do a lot of breathing and a lot of deep breaths. So just remember, when you're doing these deep breaths, you wanna breathe from your belly. You really wanna fill up your entire belly before you fill your chest and your shoulders. So like, think about it for a second and just kind of place your hand on your belly and take a deep breath in. And out. One more deep inhale. And out. If you felt your belly lifting first, you're breathing the way you need to keep breathing for the next 15, 20 minutes. If you didn't, try it one more time. Deep inhale and really try to feel it in your belly first. And exhale. You guys got it. You got this. Okay, so it's time to start a little bit of yoga. We're going to start out on our hands and knees in tabletop position. So in tabletop, the only thing that you really want to remember is you want your shoulders and your wrists in line, and you want your knees and your hips in line. So on an inhale, you're going to breathe in and you're going to drop your belly and lift your head. And then on an exhale, you're going to curve that spine like a really scared cat. So inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, curve that spine. Let's do one more. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, curve that spine. Okay. So now we're going to come up into downward facing dog. You're going to move your hands out just a bit. You're going to tuck your toes, and then you're going to shoot your hips up to the sky. So in downward dog, your heels may be on the ground like mine, or they could be lifted. It's totally up to your hamstrings. Just make sure you're pressing into both hands equally. You really want it in the palm of your hands, and that you're pressing into your feet. So now we're going to kind of start to warm up the body in downward dog. And on an inhale, we're going to breathe into plank. We're going to roll into a plank position. And on an exhale, you're going to bend your knees and come back and shoot the hips up. So inhale, roll out to plank. Exhale, bend knees, come back, shoot the hips up. One more. Inhale out to plank. Exhale, bend knees, shoot the hips up. Now, we're going to reverse it. So inhale, bend the knees, shoot out to plank. Exhale, lift up. Bend knees, inhale out, exhale up. One more. Inhale, bend knees, come out to plank, shoot the hips up. All right, now we're going to lift our right leg up And on an exhale, we're gonna curve that spine like cat and touch our knee to our nose. Inhale up, exhale out. Inhale up, and then exhale out and hold. So from here, you're gonna gently step your right foot through. Now, you can come up into a crescent lunge, or you can drop your back knee, untuck your toe, and lift up. This is perfectly great. Just engage that core. Now, if you are in crescent lunge, it'll look a little bit more like this. So we're going to hold this for 3 breaths and really power through that back leg. One more deep inhale. Remember, breathing from that belly. And exhale. Now on your next inhale, you're going to turn that back foot down and you're going to come out to warrior 2. So I'm going to turn around so you guys can see me from my good side. So I'm going to be out here. You want to make sure your knee's above your ankle and just breathe here. Stretch out those arms. One more deep inhale. And on the exhale, straighten out that front foot. Bend a little bit backwards. Where this is called reverse triangle. So both legs are straight and you're leaning over that back left leg. Breathing into your right side. One more deep inhale. And then on an exhale, you're going to come into side angle. So bend that right knee. Your side angle can look like this. If you want it to be a little bit juicier, drop that hand down inside the knee. We're going to do it for 3 different breaths here. One more. Now, from here, if you're already in the deeper side angle, you can just straighten out that front foot and you'll be in triangle. But if you're here, what you'll want to do is come up into warrior 2, straighten that front leg, lean over it, and tick-tock your arms into triangle pose. 3 deep breaths here. Some of you have been in it a little longer, and that's totally okay. Longer is always better when it comes to these poses. Well, not always, but a lot of the times. And on your next exhale, you're going to bend that knee, come straight back up. Now what we're going to do from here is go into pyramid pose. So you can place your hands on your hip. You can walk your feet in closer together. Turn towards the front of your mat. Straighten both legs out. And then you're going to hinge at the hips. So you may just be right here. You may want to rest your hands on that shin. Don't press too hard because you don't want to do anything to that knee. Or your hands can be on the ground. But inhale out and then exhale, fold in as deep as you can. You're going to hold this for 3 breaths. Breathing in, you're still trying to breathe in from that belly. And breathing out. Breathe in and out. One more. In and out. Now on your next inhale, hands on hips, come up, and now we're going to be standing in mountain pose, okay? So mountain pose, you want your feet together, legs straight, hands out beside you, and you're going to breathe your hands up, and then you're going to fold forward. So you're facing the front of your mat now, folded forward. Now in a forward fold, don't think about how far forward you're going. Look for chest and thigh connection. So that might mean you have to bend your knees. And that's okay. No shame there. Now what you want to do is hold opposite elbows. And you're just going to kind of move like a salt and pepper shaker. So from here, you're just going to kind of bounce and let the weight of your torso and your head help stretch out that back muscle. All right. Now on your next inhale, you're going to come up to a flat back. So this is really all core engagement. And on an exhale, you're going to plant your hands and come out into a plank. So here we are in a plank. Now with this, we're going to lower down through the count of 5. And you can keep your knees down and lower down this way. It's totally fine. If you want to be a little bit more active in your workout, stay in plank. So I'll count us down. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 2.5, 2 3/4, 1. We made it. So when we're down here, sometimes it's nice to just like let the earth hold you for a second. And by earth, I mean my yoga mat or your carpet or your hardwood floors. But it's nice to just kind of give it up and like be here. All right, now we want to get moving again. We're going to place our hands underneath our shoulder, and on an inhale, we're going to come up to a baby cobra. So baby cobras are, you're not pushing into your hands. So you can lift your hands completely away, and we want to hold it for 3 deep breaths. 2 more. If you press into the top of your feet, you can see my knees are lifted, and that's helping me keep my core engaged, because really it's all core muscles doing the work here, core and upper back. And then exhale, come back down. All right, now we're going to push up to hands and knees, and we're going to go back, and we're going to take our first child's pose. So for our child's pose, your knees are spread apart, your heels are touching each other, and you really just want to come all the way out to the earth. Rest your forehead to the ground and just be there. All right, on your next inhale, you're going to start to walk your hands to the right of the mat. So now you're here. Exhale. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, let go. This is a great side opening pose for the left side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take one more deep inhale. And on your exhale, walk your hands back to the center. Now we're going to go to the other side. So inhale, walk your hands over to the left. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And then exhale, walk your hands back into the center. Okay, now you're here. Now it's time for the other side. So come up to your hands and your knees, tuck those toes, and then lift those hips to the sky. So you've been in downward dog already before. This is not new to you. Your body probably remembers it. This time, we're going to lead with our left leg. So inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, curve the back. Bring the knee to the nose. Inhale up. Exhale out. Inhale up. Exhale out. Inhale up. And then exhale out and hold. Bring that leg through. And then you're going to come up in to your warrior 2. Yeah. Sorry. That was my fault. We're going to come up. You breathe here. You're going to come up to your crescent lunge. I thought something felt weird. Or you can come up to your full crescent. And hold for 3 breaths. So breathing in. Breathing out. Just make sure you're keeping that core engaged. That back leg is straight if you're up on your toes. And now on your exhale, you're going to rotate that back foot. And then we come into warrior 2. So 3 deep breaths here. 1, 2, 3. Now we can straighten out this front leg and reverse that triangle. So now we're breathing into our left side. Deep inhale from that belly. 2 more. 1 more deep breath. Now, we're going to come back into our side angle. So we're going to drop our left hand onto our left knee. You're going to bring your right arm up and over. You might want to go deeper. If you were deep on the other side, you should be deep on this side. 3 deep breaths. You always want to do the same thing on both sides if you can for balance. Just like eyebrows, see? So now we're going to come up into triangle. So you can straighten that front foot up, keep the chest open, or if you were in this position, you will come up to warrior 2, straighten that front leg, pop the hips out, and tick-tockling your arms. But 3 breaths here. Let's take one more deep breath together. Let it out. Make a noise. That feels great. Now we're going to come back up, straighten both legs, and now we're going to walk our feet in a little bit. Turn towards the front of our mat because we're going to go into pyramid pose. And remember, this time we're folding over the left leg. So hands on hips. Inhale. And then exhale, lean forward. Your hands can be here, they can be on your hips, they can be on the ground. You just want to make sure your hips are facing straight forward. So they're not turned out. They're facing straight forward. And then exhale, breathe in and fold. We're going to hold for 3 breaths. Take one more deep, deep, deep inhale. And exhale. From here, we're going to go opposite of mountain pose. We're going to go into plank. We're going to skip mountain. We're going to keep that right foot behind you. And then you're going to send that left foot back into plank. Now from here, you guys can go back down and go into another Cobra and then come up to upward or downward facing dog. Or you can shift forward, go into Chaturanga. Do an up dog here to open up your chest. And then roll into down dog. Now, from down dog, walk your feet towards the middle of your mat. And you want your feet to be maybe about 3 feet apart. You can rotate the toes out and come in to a little squat. So squats are really great. If this is uncomfortable for you, you could sit on something, you can sit on a block, you can sit on a pillow, but just keep those hips slightly open. Use your elbows to open up the hips. Put your hands in a prayer, bring them to your heart, and breathe. Inhale, exhale. One more. Inhale, exhale. So now we're going to move into a few twists. Now, I like to do twists from this squat. It's called Malasana. What we want to do is drop your right arm, and on an inhale, lift your left arm and your chest. So you're lifting your chest open and you breathe into this. Now you can hold this for 3 breaths, or you can wrap around and bind and hold that for 3 breaths, wherever you're at. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more. Inhale, exhale. All right, come back into that squat. Now we're going to do the other side. So breathe in, drop that left hand, breathe in and lift that right hand. 3 breaths. You want to mirror whatever you did on the other side. I'm going to go ahead and bind. And if you're working on a bind, you can always grab a strap or hold onto your t-shirt here. Doesn't really matter. We're all at different places in our practices and in our lives. I'm here in San Francisco. One more. And then exhale. So now we're in this squat. We're going to do something that feels really great. If you've been in this squat as long as I have, you're going to place your hands onto the ground, lean a little bit forward, and start to straighten out the legs. Ugh. That feels incredible. All right, so now we're going to make our ways back down onto the mat. So we're going to do a little bit of forward folds. So on the mat, this is going to be kind of like our cooling off phase. We're going to just be here. You're going to straighten out your back. You don't want to be like curved or hunched over. You want to straighten out your back, straighten out your legs, and make sure your legs are active. You don't want your toes to be like this and your back to be hunched. You want to elongate the spine, activate the legs, breathe your hands up, and on an exhale, lean forward like you're grabbing something in front of you and slowly start to fold. It's not important if you can touch your toes. It doesn't really mean anything. What's important is that you find your level and your depth of the fold to where it feels comfortable and not painful. Excuse me. Take 2 more deep breaths. 1 more. Now inhale, come back up. Oh, that feels so great. So now we're gonna do headstands. Just kidding, that's a really bad joke. We're not gonna do headstands, but we are gonna do a bit of an inversion. So if you have a wall near you, this is really great. It's always really nice to get your feet above your head at some point during the day. And it just helps to kind of reverse the blood flow. So I'm putting my booty all the way against the wall, and then I'm just bringing my legs up the wall. Now, stay here for, let's do longer than 3 breaths. Let's do 5 breaths. So inhale, exhale. 1, 2, 3 more. 3, 2 more. 4, 1 more deep, deep, deep inhale. 5. Now, to make your way off the wall and to look really cute while you're doing it, and not like a crazy person flipping around, just slowly bend your knees and then roll over to your right side. Sometimes after I spend like time upside down, I like to just kind of stay in this little curled up fetal position. It just feels really nice. And breathe here. But since we're on live, I'm not going to spend too much time laying in a fetal position breathing. My God, Douglas will never have me back again. You guys, I hope you really enjoyed this like series of poses and postures. Like I said before, I know like right now we're spending a lot of time at home, and we're probably spending a lot of time either working from home or like watching Netflix at home, like I've been doing both of those things. So sometimes it's really nice to get your body moving. So I really hope you enjoyed this sequence. Again, if you really liked it, you can do it as many times as you want to really get your body moving and energized. But thank you guys so much for joining me here on my mat. I really appreciate it. Douglas, thank you so much for